Have you ever wondered why you want certain things? Nothing's holding you back from getting them, but you still don't take action and go get them. For example, if you want to lose weight or you want to look better, you want to feel better, you know you need to exercise or you know you need to eat better. No one's holding you back from going on a run. No one's stopping you from eating a salad over a burger, but you still don't do it. It's interesting when you actually think about that, right? No one's holding you back, no one's stopping you, but you still don't do it. And as it turns out, there's actually a dark force, a dark side to all of us that's hidden deep inside that prevents us from getting the things that we want in the long term because it's only focusing on the short term. And in this case, it just happens to be your subconscious versus your conscious state. So your subconscious is its primary responsibility is to automate your entire body. You're breathing, you're walking, you're talking. You don't have to think to do these things. And so it allows you to focus on your one thing in your conscious state. So your conscience, again, it has the ability to see long term, but it can only think on one thing at a time. And with the two of these, the balance between really make up, who you are. And, as I mentioned, the conscious state has the ability to see long term, but the subconscious, the word future does not exist in its vocabulary. It cannot foresee the future. It cannot see into the future. So it operates strictly off of the present form, or your present form, your present scenario. And why that's so important is because 99% of us operate strictly off of our subconscious mind. See, what the 1% understand is that the 1%, the top performers, what they understand is that the brain, when it communicates to our consciousness, it doesn't communicate to us decisions. It communicates to us options. And what they do, what the 1% do, is they take those options and they compare that against their long-term goals. And if it doesn't match with their long-term goals, then they don't do it and they simply reply back to the brain, that doesn't match our long-term goals. I'm going to refuse. I'm not going to listen to you. I need another option, another idea. And the brain, then your subconscious, submits to that and adapts to that. But again, the problem is that no one knows this. No one's being taught that in school. Your parents didn't teach you. I had to figure this out myself. And the problem with that is that 99% of us are living a life based off of our subconscious giving us options, but we misinterpret those as decisions. And that's why we get stuck in our current situation. That's why we don't achieve our goals. That's why when New Year's comes around, we don't work out for very long and we fail our New Year's resolution within the first couple of weeks. And what happens is when you actually master and build up that muscle of being able to really just understand that the brain is just giving you options and then all your decisions are pretty much based off of your future, your desired situation, then you'll be able to start understanding your true potential. And that's when you start becoming a top performer. So my recommendation to you is if you want to build and strengthen this muscle, start with the little things, like exactly what I did when I first started out. When the alarm goes off in the morning and you want to hit snooze, again, that's your subconscious wanting to make the decision for you, but you have to compare that against your long-term goals, and you have to understand that your subconscious is so present focused. It's so old. It's so, I want to say caveman, but it's rooted in an old style of thinking where it doesn't know that you have food in the kitchen. It doesn't know that you're going to be able to rest tomorrow night. It doesn't understand this modern environment. And what happens is that it only makes decisions for the short term, and it convinces you and it sells you lies to keep your present situation comfortable as possible, because its only job is to keep you alive. It only wants to give you enough food, water, sleep, shelter, and clothing. That's pretty much it. But we live in a world where you can have so much more, and the consciousness wants so much more. But because we're not training our consciousness to make the decisions the way it should, the subconscious, which is rooted in the present and rooted in comfort and rooted in, it doesn't understand the future. We get stuck in that present state. And you can even, look at your own life. If you've gone to school, if you've done a job, if you've done anything that you were uncomfortable with, your subconscious didn't like it, right? It fought you, but you had to push past it. You had to tell it, No, we need to push. We need to push. No, when you're at work and you're tired, your subconscious is trying to make that decision for you. But that's a small example of you telling your subconscious, no, not yet, no, not yet, no, not yet. That's you aligning your long-term goal, which is to finish your shift. That's an example of you aligning your long-term goal and fighting the subconscious. So if you kind of grow that muscle and you expand it, then you'll be able to join the 1% and really, really do some amazing things. So again, my recommendation, start with the small things, start with sleep, start with food. When you feel your brain telling you the lies, the biased data, anything to keep you comfortable in your current situation, just compare that information, not decision, the information up against your long-term goals. And if it does not match with your long-term goals, don't do it, and train it to submit to your conscious state, and just build that muscle up over time, and you will be fascinated by the results that you get. So if you found this video helpful, I would invite you to hit the like button. It helps other people like you find it and expand and make their life better. So you'll be helping out someone else out there in the world. And if you want to see more videos like this, if you want to grow in your power through knowledge, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I'll be coming out with a video like this every 4 days, because knowledge is power. And if knowledge is power, then what you don't know has power over you. Thank you for watching.